Well, okay, collectors, here we are again. I think we're on episode number 86. Is that right, Ob?
That's right.
86.
At 86, yep.
And today is, let me look on this British calendar here from Andrew Gates, the 6th of August. So we're going to start with another unboxing video. And I guess before we get going, I want to just say one thing. We lost another one of the old guard of the hobby last week. A man I knew for many years, going back to the 70s. A very, very nice man. I'm sure a lot of you collectors knew him, Ron Woland. Yeah, Ron, he was on the circuit, never missed a show, always a great guy. I was surprised that I found out he was 91 years old. I had no idea he was that old. He certainly didn't look it at all. And over the years, he was also a guy that he always had a nice girl at his table, and the girl would last maybe 4 or 5 shows, and then there'd be a different one. And so he always managed to latch on to something nice to help dress up his table. But we're going to really miss Ron. He was a Vietnam veteran, and he was captain of one of those boats that patrolled the rivers in Vietnam. You know, pretty dangerous stuff. But well, rest in peace, Ron. We'll really miss you. So okay, that's that. And then I want to give another shout out here. A nice man, Greg Westberg, asked me to give a shout out to his son Will and Will's wife Kate Westberg. So my best to both you guys, and they say we really enjoy your DTC and never miss one. They just love them. So that's great. We can't have too much of that, I guess. Thank you very much. And now, boy, I'm thirsty. How about you, Ob?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get started on, we like to have a little pop here during the video. Sorry for you guys that don't like it, but I just think it adds a little fun to the show, and it gets me in a better mood also. Carry me through this hour or whatever it takes. So I don't think it hurts anything. So I guess if you don't like it, don't watch the video. I don't know, but I don't mean to be nasty, but me and Ob just like to enjoy ourselves through these things, and get loosened up with a little bit of good stuff here. Doesn't hurt anything. That enough, Ob? Get started?
We shall see.
We shall see, yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Okay, that ought to give us a good start, and here you go, Rob. Good luck.
Okay.
Here you go, Tom. Good luck.
Good luck.
You'll need it. Very good. Here's to you collectors, too. Ooh, that was a good one. Wow. Well, before I start, there was a couple of people, well, a lot of people keep writing me, can you tell some of the old stories? And I pretty much ran out of old stories. There's only so much one can do in one's life, and this one has done quite a bit, but this man wanted me to repeat the story about my friend Bill Lorette and I on our trip to Vienna. So I will do that. I told you collectors before that I had a great friend. He was Dutch, and he was one of the first 707 airline pilots, and he also flew DC-3s all through Africa, Singapore, all over the place. And but one day in 1985. There's a knock on the door, and I open the door, and there's this guy standing there, and he says, "Are you Tom Whitman, the guy that advertises in the Dalgau later for German stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me." He says, "Well, my name's Bill Lorette, and I collect daggers. Can I come in?" So I said, "Sure, Bill, come on in." And that was the start of a great friendship. He was my best friend, really, that lasted for many years. Bill is gone now, I guess about 6 or 7 years, but he was just tremendous, and he spoke 5 languages. But this one trip this man wants to hear about was I flew to Skippack, or however you pronounce it, the airport in Holland, and met Bill, and we jumped in the car, and the next day, couldn't do that all in the same day, and started driving to Vienna. And of course you drive all through Holland, all through Germany, and finally get into Austria and into Vienna. And Bill was not one for spending much on anything other than daggers. He always had money for daggers, but not for anything else. But he picked out this hotel that he said he stayed in many times, and I said, "Well, it must be okay." And it was kind of in an alley in Vienna and all, and really old place. And we get in there, and we get up to our room on the 4th floor, and I get into the room, and there's no, whoops, almost spilled something again. There's no toilet in the room. There was no bathroom even in the room. And I said, "Well, Bill, there's just a sink on the wall, this little sink hanging there." I said, "What do you do if you have to go to the bathroom, take a leak or something?" He said, "Just use the sink. Everybody does." So I thought, okay. I said, "How about if it's something more serious than that?" He says, "Well, you have to trudge all the way down to the 2nd floor. That's the only place where there's a toilet." And I thought, well, okay, I guess the room's cheap. I can live with that for a night. So we spent the night there, and then the next day we headed for a bar called the Mauser Beisel. And we met a man in there who was a collector, a very nice fella. And in fact, I bought a postal dagger from him that morning. He had his setup there at a back table in the bar, and I guess he took care of the bar, so they didn't seem to mind it. And he says, "Come on, we'll do some travels." So I said, "Okay, that sounds good." So we get in the car and start driving through Vienna, and we pull up in front of this funeral home, one of those real old-time 200-year-old, 300-year-old buildings. And I said, "Man, what's this all about? A funeral home?" "Yeah, wait a minute, you'll see." So we get into the funeral home and meet this fairly young guy, and his father was a funeral director, and apparently, like most funeral homes, these things went back generations. And so he says, "Well, we'll go down the cellar." So we trudged down these old steps, and it was like something out of a horror movie. With on one side of the cellar was where they did all the embalming and so forth. And on the other side, we're down there, and collectors who, you absolutely couldn't believe it. The place, there was just uniforms hanging all over the place, and they all had the Danube cuff title on them. And what they did here, whenever someone died, they asked whether he was in the army or whatever, and whether they still had his uniform. And they literally accumulated, I'm telling you, there must have been 80, 100 uniforms in there. And then in addition, there was a pile of photo books, picture books, with photographs about this high. There must have been, I don't know, 3 or 4 dozen of them. I started looking at them, and boy, they were all SS books. You just can't even imagine what those things were worth. A lot of them all hand done with descriptions of the pictures, And then he had drawers full of daggers and swords. I mean, it was just, it was really an unbelievable experience to see his collection. And I must say, I think he's the only guy that had his collection in the bottom of a funeral home, but be that as it may. So we stayed there, I guess, 2 or 3 hours. Obviously, I was just dazzled with everything, and Bill, and he did a lot of talking, and Bill would then tell me what he said and so forth, because I couldn't speak the language, and then we headed off for another place where our friend from the Mauser Beisel took us, and this was a house in Vienna, which looked like kind of a normal house until when you walked into the living room. Here in the middle of the living room was a big dining room table, and sitting at the dining room table was Goering, Hess, Hitler at the end. I think Himmler was there. I mean, it was just crazy, all in these, of course, reproduction uniforms, but it just was the weirdest thing that you ever saw. And then I looked up, and the wall is just covered all the way around with stuff hanging on it. And they were all daggers and swords, and I started looking, and everything was for reproduction. Just everything was. The guy was a pimp, by the way. I guess he was pretty successful in Vienna. But then in this one corner, I look up, and collectors, there's a Feldherrnhalle with the straps, and I went up to look at it, and I could see it. It was real. It had that pinkish color like we see. And I also knew about the 2 lines that don't connect on the scabbard, and I saw that was there too. And I said, "Wow, boy, do you want to sell this dagger?" And the guy says, "Well, that's my best dagger." I said, "Yeah, you're right about that." And I said, asked Bill to ask him what he would want for it, and the guy wanted the equivalent of about $25,000. Well, I looked at Bill, and he looked at me, and there was no point in looking in my pocket, because we didn't have that kind of cash on us. And but we had a cup of coffee, and it was fun looking at the dagger, and it was just amazing to see a dagger like that in this mass of reproduction things. And then a few years later, Bill wanted to sell his collection, and one of the pieces in his collection was a Feldherrnhalle with straps. It was the same piece that was at the pimp's house. And I said, "Bill, what's going on here?" And Bill said, "Well, Thomas," he says, "I have to confess," he says, "you know how this hobby is. I just had to have that dagger." He said, "When you went home, I went over to the guy's house a couple weeks later and bought the dagger." And he said, "I never told you because you probably would want it, and so." Well, okay, Bill, I forgive you, because I think we all collectors understand when you just have to have something. Maybe you'll do something that's not altogether right, but that was just one of the many experiences that I had with my friend Bill Lorette. Greatest guy I ever met. So, okay, with that, we'll get on to doing something here with our collectibles. Okay, collectors, we'll get on here with the things, and I just want to show you, I bought this DLV glider pilot at an Allentown show. I guess it's been about a month ago, and I forgot I had it, so I thought I would get it out and show it to you, because it's really nice. I bought it from a real nice couple there, lovely people. It's got good leather on it. It has a couple nips there, but they're hardly noticeable because the metal is aged under the nips. But otherwise, the leather is really good. Really good nickel fittings. The grip leather is perfect, and good hanger. And then what really really makes this dagger. Look at that blade, guys. That blade is just fantastic. It has all of the grain in it. It's in total mint condition. And believe it or not, it's made by the F&A Helbig company. And look at that, just tremendous. And then it's got the little thing on the scabbard hit there. So that's can you get that up?
I guess, yeah.
So that's a pretty nice dagger.
Where's the K at?
There it is. So it's pretty much got everything. And then this next piece, this little story. Last week, I was in the PetSmart store. I had to get some dog food for Charlie and Samantha, my dogs, and there's about 10 people in front of me in the line, and I'm shuffling around waiting there, and a big guy comes in out of the back. He says, "Here, I'll take you over here." So I said, "Okay." So I go over there, and he says, "What's your phone number?" I said, I gave it to him, and he says, "It's not coming up here on the computer." I said, "Well, it must. I've been buying here for years." "Well, it's not coming up." He says, "Let's just redo it." I said, "All right." So I give him the phone number again, and he says, "You got an email?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "What is it?" I said, It's wwiidaggers.com. And he writes it down. He says, "Daggers, World War II. Oh, what are you, into German daggers or something?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my hobby, and I do it for a living." And he says, "No kidding." He says, "I've got a dagger that my grandfather left me, and he says, I'm short on money these days. I'd like to sell it. Would you be interested in it?" And I said, "Well, what is it?" He says, "Well, I don't know." And he describes it to me, and I said, "Well, it sounds like an army dagger." And he says, "What do you pay for them?" I said, "Oh, I don't know. According to the conditions, $600, $700, $800 if it's really nice or whatever." He says, "All right, I'll be over to your house in a couple of days with the dagger." I said, "Okay, that sounds good." So a couple days later, sure enough, in comes this big guy carrying this dagger. And you just look at this piece. It is a fantastic initial production Eichhorn Army. And the fittings are all brass to include the scabbard. And look how nice the everything is. I mean, it's never been cleaned. It just really fantastic with the convex type carrying bands, the first type Eichhorn crossguard. You can tell these real early ones because the head goes all the way up to the top of the guard too. And then the blade just couldn't be nicer. Absolutely full mint. So that was a really nice find just by going in to buy some dog food. So you never know. And I'll show you guys something too. A lot of people aren't familiar with this. There's a book. It's called Herz Dulce, and it's written by a German, Gers Hessels. It's Hessels, Ger Hessels. Unfortunately, this book was printed with very few copies, and it's been sold out for a couple of years. But what Ger did was take what I initially tried to do in my first Army book, was to, when I realized that the different manufacturers had different cross guards and scabbards and all that, I thought, well, what an idea for a book. Well, he took my book, and he also had, I mean, my book was written in about 1994, 1995, so he's had all of these years to research all of the other daggers that are around. And I just want to show you how interesting his book is. Now, I was talking about this Eichhorn piece here, and he shows the exact piece in his book, this variation with the exact same cross guard and everything. And he talks about it as the second type. But what he does, that of course means there's a first type too, which he shows here. That's with the early trademark. But he goes on to show 3 or 4 different Eichhorn pieces with all the vintages. I only pinpointed 2 of them when I was doing my book, but he's found about 5 of them here that all have subtle differences if you're into real subtlety. And this book is just fantastic. It has the most remote makers you could ever think of, everything in color, and it shows all the close-up details, how many leaves are on the pommels, what type of grips they have, and it's just it's a wonderful, wonderful reference book. And Gare really deserves a lot of credit for it. And I urge anybody that can possibly get a copy of this book to try and do it, because it is extremely worthwhile. I don't care if you have to pay $400 or $500 to get the book. It is worth it, because it really goes in depth with Army daggers, all in full color. And I think it's a tremendous thing what he's done here. So there you go, guys. When you have a book like this and then you have a dagger like this, there's nothing more fun than to be able to see the identical thing in a reference book. You know what I mean? I think you do.
Why didn't you just tell that story?
Well, somebody wanted to hear a story, so I told them a story. What are you going to do? The trouble is, you've heard them all so many times that it's
Yes, I have.
putting you to sleep.
Those road trips.
Well, when Colonel Johnson was alive, believe me, I heard many of his stories dozens of times.
Well, today's August 6th. Today's the day we dropped the bomb.
It is?
Yeah. August 6th, 1945.
Yeah, collectors. Ab and I went to the movies yesterday, and I haven't been to a movie in at least 25 years. In fact, I said I wasn't going to the movies after John Wayne died, so I don't know. But Robbie said, we got to go see this movie, and what's the name of it, Ab?
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. You collectors probably know that Dr. Oppenheimer was the man that was instrumental in developing the atomic bomb. And it's a 3-hour movie. It's you got to bring your mind with you while you're watching the movie, because it's a bit complicated, and it goes from early scenes to late scenes and back to early scenes and in between scenes of his lifetime. So you don't really put everything together, I guess, until the end, but it's very worthwhile. And the thing that's kind of tragic about it, I didn't realize this, but Oppenheimer, remember, we were allies with the Russians after Germany attacked them. So Russia was our ally after the war, and there were a lot of people in this country that thought that the communist idea wasn't all that bad, and there were a lot of groups and clubs and so forth that had meetings and discussions, and unfortunately Oppenheimer was one of these people, and he was involved in these terrible government hearings with McCarthy in the old days in the 50s, and they really did a lot to desecrate a man who didn't deserve it. And I think he too felt that although he had done something phenomenal, I mean, his main interest was the what do you call it, the breaking of the atom, or what do you call it, splitting the atom. And but he was not really interested in making it into a bomb, and of course that's what his career was based about, because he was kind of, I guess, ordered to do it, and he felt guilty after all that because of the amount of hundreds of thousands of people that were killed because of it. But you have to remember, though, that Japan did not want to surrender under any circumstances after the Germans had surrendered. So Truman decided that it was the right thing to do, that it would save lives compared to the number of lives that would be lost if the war continued. So the atomic bomb was dropped, and from now, all these 80 years, whatever it is afterwards, there's never been another one dropped, and I hope it never happens again, but it certainly is a threat that keeps everybody on their toes against each other.
There was one more dropped after that.
Well, 2 in Japan, yeah, 2 in Japan. So I didn't mean to go on with all that. Robbie just reminded me of it. So, but go see Oppenheimer if you can, and 3 hours, but it's well worth it. The only thing I noticed that Rob was there with his lady friend and me, the 3 of us, and I bought 3 small boxes of popcorn, and it was only $33.
Like a buck worth of popcorn.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was about a buck worth of popcorn, if that even. So anyhow.
No, but that scene when they set the bomb off for the first time in Los Alamos, boy, that's powerful.
Yeah, there is a scene there where they do that. That's that scene alone is worth the whole movie. It's just fantastic. So I'm not advertised to go see the movie, right. But go see it if you want.
It's apropos.
It's apropos, yeah. And that, I think I need another little pop here.
Yeah, me too. Let's get a refill.
You pop a little low, Ob.
Right.
All right, let's see what we can do here to rectify that. Oh, we haven't done a damn thing so far, but did a lot of talking.
We showed 2 daggers already.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did do a damn thing, but not much. Well, okay, collectors, we got a refill, and I already talked for half an hour already, and we haven't even done an unboxing yet, so I understand if you get irritated with me. I'm just trying to live, that's all. Just like talking about this stuff. By the way, they have a scene in that Oppenheimer movie where they blow the test bomb up at Los Alamos. It is incredible to watch, absolutely incredible, and the sound and that scene alone is worth the $30 for the popcorn. Let's see what we got here, guys. Yep. Got lots of air bubbles here, and then we have a dagger. Okay, another Army dagger, guys. Oh, this looks like a nice...
It's like another Alcozo.
It is. It's another high lift. Yeah, we've been getting quite a few of those. I always say these things run in cycles. They seem to. But,
what a great yellow grip, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the grip has turned a real yellow color, which you normally don't see. And it is one of those white types, too. You can see it's got that seam line on the edges, which a lot of these have on these late ones, and that's that standard Alcozo pommel with the flare up and the eagle. I like the scabbard. It's got brass mounts, and the blade is not full mint, but it's not bad.
It's got a little nick on there, I think. But
yeah, I see some. No, it's not a nick. No. Yeah, and there's that AWS. That was the last trademark they used. So that was made about 1941.
I can't see it. Let me see.
Can't see it? Get her?
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
All right, okay.
It's backwards.
Oh, putting in the scabbard backwards, collectors. So, here we go. That's one down.
A lot of those Alcozo high lifts coming out of the woodwork, it seems like.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we showed enough of them that collectors think they're worth money now. They're sending them in. Well, that's okay. That's fine. And let's see what's next on the agenda here. Pretty big box. It's light. Got a brand new Bob Burns cutter here. It's working like a gem.
It matches your table cover.
Yeah, I can't find it. One's in. Let's see what we got here. We got a little letter. Who reads them, right, guys? See what this is. Oh, I like the bag.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Like the bag very much.
Got one box for that one bag? Huh?
Yeah, just one. And I proceeded to cut myself here on the cutter already. Those fresh cutters, you gotta watch the way you wave them.
Just pour a little booze on there, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, looks like some kind of Navy dagger. Oh yeah, wow. Oh my. Oh, I like this, guys.
It's a nice knot.
Nice bullion knot and ivory grip. Look at that changeover pommel.
Mm.
See, it's an imperial piece.
Yeah, absolutely changeover.
Yeah, changeover, imperial crossguard, and a matching scabbard. See how the pebbling on the crossguard matches the pebbling on the scabbard?
And it looks like the ivory hasn't changed where the knot was laying.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
knot kind of protected it. Yeah, beautiful dagger. Really beautiful. Oh my. Oh man, here we go, collectors. It's an unmarked Damask blade, but it's really nice and
I think it's got a personalization.
got
on
a
there.
personalization on it. Yeah, we'll have to look that up and see if we can identify this person.
Liddite.
Let me see what it says. E. Liebig, Liebig. Boy, I'm bleeding pretty good here. Oh well. Oh, that's a beautiful dagger.
Let me get the Damascus.
Beautiful dagger. I like that a lot.
No maker, huh? No.
No maker. Sometimes the tangs are marked with a.
Anything on the spine? On the Ricasso spine? No.
Yeah, sometimes there is.
Sometimes there is.
No.
That knot is fabulous too.
Oh, the whole dagger's fabulous. That's what a beautiful thing with that changeover. You know, you can just see here the guy was in the Imperial Navy and he was wearing it with the Imperial crown or a ball top, and then he changed over in 1937 to the eagle top.
Don't you think that the honor dagger pommels with the diamonds in them, they're probably just like that mold?
They're similar to it, but they're bigger. They're much bigger.
Right?
Yeah, they're much bigger. You're right, though. They are similar to that mold with those outstretched wings. Oh, I certainly like that a lot. That's
a nice piece.
That's a gorgeous piece. Glad to have that. Yeah, how about that, huh, guys? Beautiful piece here. Still bleeding, though. That Bob Burns cutter. There. Gotta avoid those fresh ones. Oh, let's see what we got next. Well, this has got a lot of stuff all over it. Where the heck's this coming from? It's coming from the UK, England. Looks like it arrived in good shape, though, huh?
I've seen much worse.
Yep. Let's see here. See what we got from this man. Certainly put a lot of stuff on here. Boy, looks like a national treasure with all this stuff on it.
Yeah, you get all this popcorn here for free that you can't stand, and you go out to the movie theaters, you got to pay $30 for a bag of it.
It's different kind of popcorn, Hob.
Oh, okay.
Boy, on that one I need a drink. We got to get a Hitler Youth drum here so we can make a drum roll after some of those jokes.
That's a pretty
They
good, man.
They deserve a drum roll. Let's see what's here now. Some kind of blanket or something. Oh God. Well, that might keep Charlie warm in the winter.
There you go.
And this looks like a mop. And the rest of it here. What did he put a mop in here?
Shredded paper. Is that a mop?
It's like a mop. Something in here. See if I can get the main element out of here without disrupting all this good stuff here. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, at least it wasn't popcorn.
No, that's right. And actually, that's really a beautiful wrapping job.
Yeah, it's a nice back job there.
Collectors, did you see that? How well done that was? I don't know where he got that kind of shredded paper, but that looked like it was really good too. So let's see what this man sent us. I hope it's something good. Oh, looks like Dagger Day, Hob.
Yeah, we're due.
The last videos, the last couple, we've had very few daggers, and here we go. Well, let's see what the first one is here.
Another Navy.
Yeah, it's a Navy. Got a couple of dings in the scabbard, but we'll get them out. That's no problem. And a nice original knot. Shows just a little bit of fray, just where it should, you know, and good pommel. Still quite a bit of gild on it too.
Look at the button.
Yeah, it's the button is different than you see on most of them.
It's probably a replacement. I've never seen one turn like that.
This is a Clement and Young. We don't see very many Clement and Youngs, and you got to be careful with some of them too. But this one is a real one.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a Clement Young Navy.
No, you don't see them very often. I show a piece like this in my book too, I remember, because I really studied these to determine the real versus the not so real.
Well, as long as we got a period piece and we got that changeover piece, can we just show them together real quick?
As far as how the pommels,
Right.
difference in the pommels,
Yeah.
sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm always talking about these changeover pommels.
And so you can't really take it in until you see the comparison.
Right,
Kind of jumps out.
That's a good idea, Hob. Yeah. Now, if you look at the standard pommel next to the changeover, you can see how the wings of the changeover are much more recessed, and the wreath of the swastika jumps out much more than a standard pommel. Can you see that, guys?
Yeah, this is basically flat, and then this
Yeah.
is angled.
Well, other makers change somewhat too, but basically nothing looks like the changeover. If you get used to looking at them, you'll see that right away.
Yeah, we'll flip them over to.
Yeah,
it's on
see,
the back.
good idea.
Not much difference.
Not much difference on the back now. No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's something that maybe collectors will find that interesting. Because when you see a changeover, it means something. It means that the dagger once had a ball top or an imperial crown top. Whereas this, of course, was made just like this. So that's an important thing to know. And oh, we got another piece here too. Let's see what this one is. Boy, this has got a nice knot on it too. Original set in place. Yeah, the scabbard is nice and straight on this one. Good grip. There you go, you can see that. Wow, you're not going to believe this. It's a Clement and Young also. Geez, you never see them, and there's two of them. Isn't that something?
Well, he was collecting on this.
Yeah, he must have been. Well, while we have two together, we would want to kind of see two exact same pieces. And if you look at them, yeah, there you go. See how the bands don't have any wiggly edges on them? They're almost straight across.
Something's not right here. You got one in backwards.
I got one in backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, I do? I do, you're right. Yeah. But see that, how the bands are identical? Look at the little circle where the lightning bolt starts. It's the same on both.
And even the knot, same thickness.
Yeah.
And the grip, same grip
Yeah.
wire.
Same pommels. And we're going to, if we look at the acanthus leaves, I'll bet we'll find they're the same too. Yes, look at the big ermine feet, how big they are in the circles. Most of them aren't that big. See that? That's a telltale sign too.
The only difference is they've aged differently, that's all.
Yeah, but you can see they're daggers from the identical factory.
But the knots are slightly different.
Well, this knot is a bullion knot.
Yeah.
This is a nylon knot.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting, and they both have the same Clement and Young stamp. You'll see earlier ones will be stamped, not etched like these. And the fakes are etched like these too, so you have to be careful. So that's a couple of interesting daggers that you don't see very often, and there's two in the same box. What are the odds? So that's kind of cool. That's kind of fun to see that. Looks like the bleeding's starting to stop, guys. We don't have to call the doctor yet. So there you go. A couple of interesting navels here. For you guys that are collecting navels, you don't see the Clement and Young very much, so there's a good opportunity there. Yep, I like those. And I like the way the package was packed also. Now, let's see. This looks like a sword. Are we in for opening swords, guys? May as well. What the heck, huh? Let's see what we got here. I guess it's a sword.
Just
anyhow.
assuming it's a sword, who knows?
Yeah, I'm assuming that. You never know. Or it could be two or three of them. I don't know. It feels pretty heavy. Well, we shall see. We got a letter. Now it looks like one sword. Yeah. Nicely wrapped. Very professional. Very well done. And then it's in one of those old canvas bags that Tom Johnson used to sell. Still got his name on it. There he is, old TJ, my buddy. Yeah, I wish he was around, but what are you going to do? Well, let's see what we got here, collectors. Boy, this is a heavy sword. Very, very heavy. Wow, look at the size of that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my, collectors.
Yeah, it's real gross.
That's just tremendous. And look, we have the two flags on it. That could mean maybe it's an Ulan sword. I don't know, but we'll look. But boy, what a beauty! The grip is a some kind of a beautiful wood. It's got the eyes in it. This great big cat with these little beady eyes in there. See that? Boy, what a beautiful hilt. Oh my! It gets better. Look at that. Oh, it's got the name of, I guess, the owner, Adolf von Kleist. That's a pretty famous name, I think. Von Kleist, was he not a... I think he was a general. And there's his, in World War II, there's his coat of arms. I may not have been a... I've heard the name before, though, definitely. So, shall we see what the rest looks like? And
something tells me it's not going to be plain blade.
well, a sword this heavy, and I don't know. I got a feeling it's going to be more. Got a little ding here. The scabbard. The scabbard is painted. It has kind of a blued look to it, but that is paint. And it looks like it's been touched up over the years, but a long, long time ago. Nobody's done anything to it for many, many years. Probably during the time. Because if this is a Von Kleist, I'm thinking of he may have worn this sword right up into the World War II. But, well, we know one thing too. The blade is going to be immense. See the width of that sword? Another thing we know too, it's got two rings on it. So this sword was made after or before 1906. So he may have been too old to be in World War II. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, let's see what we got here. Beautiful quill back, mint blade. Beautiful. Got a nice engraved panel here. It says Semper Talus. I guess that's Latin for something. It's not the Marine, that's Semper Fi, right? Semper Talus. And oh, we've got a whole beautiful dedication here. Oscar Brinny von Preußen of Oscar Prince of this guy's a prince. Oscar Prince of Prussia, Victor Dietorch, Fritz on Caro, Elfreude, Adolf Kleist. So he gave this Prince Oscar of Prussia. If I'm not mistaken, Prince Oscar was one of the Kaiser's sons. Apparently gave this sword to his friend Adolf von Kleist. You can look at that up, and some of you guys that know how to translate these things can probably tell us what that's all about, but that's what it looks like to me. What a great candidate for research. Wasn't one of the Kaiser's sons named Oscar? I believe he was. Oh, it says he's Prince of Prussia, so he must be.
Yeah. Can I see the other side?
Mm-hmm. Boy, what a killer sword. Mm-hmm. You like that sword, Hob?
How can you not like that sword?
Yeah.
I don't want to wear it for too long, but yeah, it's very nice.
It's not real long, but it's the blade is tremendous.
That's a really nice piece.
I would like to know what branch Von Kleist was in, whether this is an Ulan designation with the flags or not. I don't know. But I've seen that kind of thing on Ulan stuff before.
nice. Great shape.
Yeah, look at that huge P-guard and all too. Yeah, this is something for you guys that love imperial things and love to do research.
It wasn't dated, right?
I don't see a date on it, no. They just don't get any better than this. This is a wonderful, wonderful sword, and I mean, it's certainly valuable in its own right. But then when you can put a whole dossier together on Prince Oscar and Von Kleist together, and there's no question about who the sword belonged to. I mean, the owner's name is right on the languette along with his coat of arms and on the blade. It just doesn't get any better than that, I wouldn't think. I love imperial swords, and they're just, I think, the best made weapons there ever were. I mean, the quality is just incredible.
Could even be a retirement gift, possibly.
I don't know. That would be up to doing the research to see how long Von Kleist was around. But what a fabulous, fabulous piece. I like it very much. You like that one, Hub?
Yeah, you gotta like that one.
Like you say, there's nothing not to like, is there? Well, sir, that's a... let me just see if the letter has anything here about what we're... yeah, it does. At the end of his career in 1942, Von Kleist was on the Eastern Front as commander of a replacement division. Blah blah blah. He was a lieutenant commander of Warsaw in 43 and 44. Yeah, here we go, guys. Like I said, 1906. November 10th, 1906, Von Kleist was a lieutenant, so that's when he got the sword. So that accounts for the dual rings. And then he moved all the way up. He became lieutenant general, major general, and it doesn't say what field he was in. I think he was in cavalry, but Uhlans were part of cavalry too. There's a picture of Von Kleist in a Third Reich uniform. And here we go. The sword was presented by Prince Oscar, son of Kaiser Wilhelm. Okay, I was right. And also by, there's three people that presented it. Prince Oscar, Herr von Duteforth, and Herr von Unruh, to their friend Adolf von Kleist. So there you go. Von Kleist was tied in with pretty good friends even as early as 1906. There's Prince Oscar, handsome man. He's got that Hohenzollern look about him, doesn't he? Yep. And some more information. So it looks like this sword has already been. This is information on the other fellas that participated in the dedication. So wow, this is really a dynamite piece, guys. This would be the height of a fine imperial collection. That's just really, really great. And if you like history and if you like edged weapons, it doesn't really get any better than a sword like that. I really love that sword. I wonder if I can buy it. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's a beauty. Wow. Well, I don't know how we can top that. That was just a super thing. Well, I'll soothe my sorrow with a little sip. Not being able to top that, that's my sorrow. I don't think anyhow, but we don't know what's in the next boxes. We don't know. We'll just see here as we go along. Hope we're not taking up too much of your time. I don't know. The dreaded popcorn, Ob. Oh boy. Let's see if I can get rid of some of this. Yeah. The dreaded popcorn. The difference between this popcorn and the movie popcorn is there's no butter on it. Thank goodness. I got a couple of things here. I think these things come from an auction that I bid on unseen, so we'll see what they look like. You know how you bid off of a website on an auction, and you see one cloudy picture, you don't know what anything really looks like, and you hope for the best. So that's what I'm doing here, hoping for the best. Wow, that doesn't look bad. Yeah, that's a decent fighting knife. Look at that scabbard and all. Yeah, that's not bad. I hope the blade's good too. Yeah, not bad. And it's got a Luftwaffe Waffen amp on it. That's not bad at all, is it, Ob?
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, it's really nice. And fighting knives are really good sellers. Boy, they...
Give it a spin.
Yeah, the blade is terrific. Still got grain in it too. Wow, I'll have to check and see what I paid for that baby.
Yeah.
Maybe paid way too much to get one that good. I don't know. It doesn't look like one of those $250 bids, guys. Well, that's really nice. Well, okay, I'm happy with that. And let's see what we got next here. I think I can put this bloody handkerchief away now so you don't have to look at that. Yeah, the blood stopped. I'm glad at my age it's still coagulating. Is that what it does,
Yeah,
Ob?
that's right.
Supposed to do anyhow. Oh, this is really cool. Wow. Look at that beautiful thing, guys. Huh. That is what you're looking at there is a Blue Max, the Pour le Merit. And it was awarded to Franz Buchner from Yasta 9. Wow. Boy, that's a beautiful thing. What is this? Oh, wow. Wow, isn't that cool?
It's a whole kit and caboodle.
There's
there.
cigars in there. And
Well, don't be smoking them.
no, I won't. And here's a nice little clipper with the mother of pearl grip plates on it. That's very beautiful. And then more cigars. And what is this? You know what I think it is? It's a match safe. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
The matches go in there. Isn't that cool? And that's the striker. Wow. What a quality piece. And see, it all matches the pattern of the holder.
Yeah, that's really nice. Is there a maker mark on it anywhere?
I don't know. It's really super.
Maybe on the rim or on the back. Sure, somebody put a mark
It's
on
all
there.
a leather cover on the both sides, and There's more of that floral decoration all around the edges. Yeah, it would be hard to think that this is not maker marked. Well, maybe it is somewhere. We'll have to
find it.
find it. But wow, I love that. Isn't that wonderful? And a Blue Max winner too, Franz Buchner. Wow, pretty cool.
Doesn't look like he liked to smoke though.
Yeah, maybe not. It says, with the aid of a parachute, Buchner survived a mid-air collision with another Yasta pilot on 10 October 1918, and although he survived the war, he was killed in action during Germany's post-war revolution. So maybe that's why this is survived. He didn't get to use it too much. Wow, what an interesting piece. I really like that. I wonder if something went up here too. No, because you probably couldn't get the cigars in. Yeah. Wow, that is super. Very beautiful. And of course, that's his initials all together there. Wow, I like that. Gee, I don't remember what we paid for that, but whatever it was, I think it was worth it. It's a neat thing.
More than the last guy, that's all I can tell you.
Well, collectors, I think I got to put that one in my collection. It just, I have some nice World War I airman things from Richthofen and Yasta 11, and this might. I think it'll go nicely in the collection, so don't call me about this. I'm keeping it. I'm sorry. I got to keep something. I hardly have anything.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I like that. That is really, really beautiful. It just shows the kind of quality and class that they had in those days. I mean, they just don't make anything like that today. It just is, well, I guess they do if you pay enough, but I mean, that's such a beautiful thing. It just, as soon as you look at it, it hits you, especially with the Blue Max on the front and the initials. And just think of it, guys, this is from the German World War I Air Force. These are the guys that establish all the flying rules that we still use today even. And just imagine how brave those kids must have been. Most of them were 19, 20, 21 years old, and unfortunately a lot of them didn't survive, but what history there is there. I mean, that, to me, that's a museum piece. I think it's fantastic. Okay, collectors, we're going on to the next box. I know it's running a little long, but geez, I'm enjoying myself. I hope you guys are too. So far, some of those things are, wow, that sword too. It's just heart-stopping that we can actually own things like these that literally should be in museums, and they certainly will be someday. It's just really great, especially if you learn the history, and then you combine the history with the beautiful workmanship and craftsmanship, and to somebody that lived over 100 years ago that did all that. I mean, can you imagine that? These 20-year-old guy winning the Blue Max, and I don't know, it's probably not right that we should be able to even own things like that. They should be cherished somewhere, because they're just wonderful in the way I think. But that's because I'm just crazed about this great hobby that we have. It always kind of bowls me over sometimes when you think that you can own something that truly will be in a museum someday. You know, things got to get a couple 100 years old, I guess, before they get into museums. So it's our job to kind of look after them and protect them until such a time comes. Let's see what we got here. The first envelope says Golden Party Badge. Well, I guess we should look at that, huh, guys? Let's see what that looks like. I like Golden Party Badges, don't you guys? Well, before I have a look, I like that too. Yep. Wow, it's a big one, guys. Yeah, it's a big one. It's an original. It's numbered on the back. The only thing I see on it, though, it does have a little enamel damage in it there, if you can see that, but if the number is researched, maybe it belonged to somebody that was so famous that a little bit of damage may not bother us. We shall see. And on the back of it there, let's see if we get the number right for you. There we go. There are ways to research these party badge numbers, so we'll do that.
What do you got there? 47?
47116, it looks like to me. The camera should be able to see better than these old eyes can.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Is that it?
It's 4. 43116. Yeah.
Oh, I was wrong. I knew the camera could see better than these old eyes. Let's see what else is here. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. This is padding. Isn't it something, guys? Golden Party Badge. There you go, and a big one too. You know, that's the one that they wore on their uniform. For you guys that don't know, party badges came in two forms: the bigger size and a smaller size. And the smaller size was worn on your civilian suit, but the big size was worn on the uniform. And the big sizes, they sell for more than the little sizes, but a lot of it has to do with who the owner was. You never know with these things. It could be just an early party member who was nothing more than a butcher, or it could be
Butcher.
somebody high up in the SS that was a real butcher. But either way, it makes it interesting to discover who the owners were. I think I've lost my Bob Burns cutter. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, guys, here we go. Let's see what's coming up next. If the things in it are not worth looking at, we can always read the newspaper. There's plenty of that here. Let's see. I know in the old days when I used to be able to send stuff to Russia and all, when the country was pretty all closed down, all the recipients were as much interested in the newspaper I wrapped it in as they were in the the product itself. They all want to know how much jeans we're selling for, you know, dungarees and stuff like that. Oh, looks like we got a nice undershirt here, Rob.
Yeah, it's a good wife beater.
Yeah, wife beater, yeah. Well, this looks like a pleasant dagger here. It's just an army, but it's in nice unclean condition. Still has a lot of silvering. See that silvering on the top of the crossguard? An earlier grip, beautiful grip. A little bit darker on the obverse and the reverse, just a little bit. Move this party badge out of the way and let's see who made it. Oh, what the heck is this? Oh my. Well, no. No, guys, this is one of those Luna Schloss pieces that...
Kiss of death.
Kiss of death, yeah. They, and oh, it's to Rommel too.
Of course.
These things were made in the 60s, and they were put into real fittings, and...
I think there's something on the crossguard.
Yeah, there's a EK.
Yeah, it's probably ER. Ernst Rommel.
No, it's EK,
Yeah.
which is not Ernst Rommel.
This doesn't make any sense.
This, I mean, it is what it is, guys, I guess, but the fittings are beautiful. They took really a beautiful army dagger and put this scumbag blade in it. Now, I'm sorry to show you that, guys, but also the scabbard's a WKC, and the crossguard is certainly not, so they used parts also. The pommel doesn't look as early as the grip either, but I'm sorry about that, guys. But, you know, it's good that you can see stuff like that, because maybe tomorrow somebody's going to offer you something like that, and if you remember Luna Schloss, and that, no, we don't want to do that.
You think it's bad. When the consigner sees the video.
Yeah, he's probably going to send a... Next box I open from him will have a bomb in it.
Take it easy.
Well,
It's not your fault.
Well, at least he sent a nice undershirt, and here comes another one, it looks like. Somebody must have bought him a box of wife beaters for his birthday, which he doesn't wear, so he used them to pack daggers in. Alright. Ooh, get that out of here. Ah. And let's see what this is here. It's obviously just a bayonet. Well, maybe not just, but let's see what we got here. Wow, this is a good one. It's a very nice holler. No swazes on this. It's just a memory of my service time type etch, I think. I'll take a look at it again, but it is an original holler.
It's not double, right?
No. Let me just see what it says. In memory of my service time. Oh, sorry guys. No, this is more than I said it was. Memory of my service time in der Panzerabwehr 25 from Kornwertheim. So this was a man that was in a Panzer division, and he had the bayonet made for him. So that's a good thing. That's a very nice bayonet. Very rare too. A lot more than what I thought it was. I should have read it first thing. So it looks like we have kind of a mixed bag here of things. But that's a good piece. I hate to set it next to that army, but I'll have to, I guess. I hope this man's not mad at me about that army
Why
dagger.
would he be mad at you?
Well, it's like Joe Pankowski's always said to me. If somebody shows me a dagger, it's either good or it's not good. It doesn't matter who owns it or how much they want me to say it's real when it's not real. It is what it is, and that's I guess how it has to be. It's kind of cruel in a lot of ways, but this is a hobby that's based on authenticity. We're either looking at history or fake history. Which do you want? I know. It's hard sometimes, and we all get stuck on. I still get stuck on pieces every once in a while. I mean, nobody's perfect. Certainly not me. But you just have to learn the most you can, and that's kind of what I try to do here for you. All right, here we have an HJ knife. It looks like it's seen some time in the youth camps here and there and in the woods and hiking. It's one of the zinc base types, so it's probably going to be a later piece. Let's see what we got here. Scabbard's not too bad, at least there's no dents. The leather's still very nice. Oh, decent blade. In fact, more than decent. Very, very nice blade. Never sharpened. Nobody's ground it up or done anything to it. It's got the later whatchamacallit on it.
Ricasso.
Well, here we go. It's a tiger.
Oh yeah, look at that.
How about that? RZM M766. I didn't know that was Tiger's mark, but I guess it is. Yeah, that's the blade makes up for the wear on the outside. This is
it's a good solid piece.
good solid piece. Robbie's right. Absolutely. Okay, guys, we're still moving along here. I hope this isn't going too long for you. It's my fault because I've been having fun instead of working here. But I'm trying to do the best I can. And what the heck, you know, don't we want to enjoy ourselves? See, that's what these things are all for. It's supposed to be a little bit entertaining anyhow. At least it is for me. So I hope it is for you too. What the heck is this? Oh my goodness. Wow. Got some interesting things here. It looks like Hanover 1903. Deutschland Schießen. I shouldn't say Schießen. See, Schießen. Schießen is different, isn't it, guys? Okay. All right, then this is a shooting prize from Hanover. Has the Hanover crest on it, and it's actually quite nice. Beautiful thing.
Stop turning it. I'd like to see what it looks like here.
Wow, it's got some really good hallmarks there. You can shoot it.
It's light. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good item, dude. And the hallmarks on the bottom too are. Oh, sorry, you'll shoot it right. I thought this happens instantly, Ob.
Yeah, I know. I know you do.
Yeah, shoot those hallmarks on the bottom too. It looks like a really good piece.
I can't tell if I'm upside down or not, so.
Yeah, well, they can stand on their head and look at
Let's
it.
just do both sides. That way I
Yeah.
can't miss.
Okay. All right, let's see what else we got here. In
What do you
this.
think that's made out of?
It's silver. Yeah.
Silver?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely silver. It's got an Indian in the leather. I don't know what this is. It's something silly, I think, here, but just some kind of a. It's made in Zolligan, but it's a kind of a tourist piece, I think. I don't know, but it's kind of neat with the Indian on the leather, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of Indians in Soligan.
Yeah, right. You're right, Ob. A lot of Indians in Zolligan. Let's see what else we got here. Now here's another thing that looks pretty old, but it's a little commercial skinning knife. It does look like it could be period though. Not too bad, with nice grip plates. So got an Indian on the leather too? No. Let's see what else is here. Oh my.
That's the top. Yeah.
There we go, guys. This is a beautiful thing. What is that on top? Oh, it's an arrow going through something. That's pretty cool. I like that. You like that piece, Ob?
Yeah, I think it's an arrow going through an apple, I think.
Yeah.
The William Tell Award.
Yeah. William Tell Award. Now, what could this be now? It's heavy.
Looks like a utensil set.
Well, you're right again, Ob. It's a set of, wow, look at these things. Boy, isn't that something? Look at that. It looks like it's all mother of pearl with different blades and everything. Wow.
Yeah, sure is.
Oh,
It's
look
just
at
a
that.
big old fork.
Boy, that's cool. Boy, you were right, Ob. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. And there's another piece in here, too. Boy, what a cool thing.
There is a maker on it.
And here's a great big meat cutting knife to go with it. I kind of like that. I don't know whether it's period or not, but it's really
Cool.
cool.
It's got some age to it, no doubt about that. But remember we saw all these at the Klingon Museum?
Yeah.
The ivory grips and all that.
Yeah. Well, these are kind of like a mother of pearl, I think they are. Is the maker the same on the fork too, or?
It says right, and this one I just can't make out. It might be upside down.
Let me just see if I can see anything on it.
Just two pieces in there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Boy, that's very cleverly done, though. Look at that, collectors, how this fork just...
Yeah, you're the designated carver with that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And that baby goes in there, and then you... Let's see how that's the lid, and I guess this probably goes in this way, yeah. That fits in there. This fits in here. That is quite cool.
And there you go.
I probably don't have it right, but you get the idea though, collectors. Here's some other small knife, skinning knife, no big deal.
This looks like some kind of hunter's grouping or something like that.
Yeah. Here's a really nice webbed belt, which I guess this goes with.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty nice piece there.
Would that be tropical Africa core?
Huh?
Tropical Africa core? Or...
Yeah, tropical set, nicely marked on the back, and Yeah, that's kind of, there's a box of real goodies here. Here's another, wow. Wow, this is a good one, guys. An officer's tropical belt.
Hey, you don't see that too often.
No, I've never seen that. Yeah, it looks like it's been on there for years, too. It just,
You get the maker inside that?
looks like something on the catch.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a nice belt. Very nice belt. Some kind of, it's a cigar clipper that looks like it used to be a wolf, but the guy used it so much, he must have smoked a million cigars with that. And
It's a stag. It's got antlers.
Oh, there it is. It's a wolf, isn't it?
Yeah, just you're looking at it upside down. See, look at it that way. That's a stag.
Oh, yeah, it is a stag. Okay, I got you. You're right again,
It's a wolf with flames coming off of him.
Too many drinks.
It's cool.
It is cool. There's a lot of little stuff in here. Here's another buckle that looks kind of interesting. It's all black in the center. See if that derives into anything here. There's all kinds of stuff in here, guys.
Could be a grouping. We're gonna have to ask the person who sent it. Could be one man's group.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You might be right about that, Ob. What the heck is this?
That's a smash stick. That's a cop baton.
You think it is? It folds up and...
Would you like me to
No, I don't
demonstrate?
want to. You think that's what it is?
Yeah, just go like this with it. Look. Get out of the way.
Oh, so it just flips out. How did you know that? You've been hit with one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a baton. And you really don't want to be on the receiving end of one of those.
It's got some markings on the end. I don't know what they...
Let me see. I can't see it. We got a really better light.
Is it German, though, you think? Or I guess it is. Everything else here is, so...
I don't know. I don't think there's a mark on it. Let me see.
So you just flip that out.
Yeah.
And
It's a...
hit the protester with that.
It has a certain name. I'm not recalling it, but yeah, it's like a nightstick. Folds up nice and then black. And just... That's it.
I'm surprised you knew about that, Ob.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
And here's just another hunting type knife. It does look like a whole grouping from somebody. And there's one more thing in here that's a little bigger. Let's see what this is.
It's a good box.
Wow. I don't know what it is, but that's really interesting.
It looks Middle Eastern. Or...
Middle Eastern, and it's a real quality item. Boy, this is really made well. This is not a tourist piece. Yeah, you're right. It's got Middle Eastern writing on the blade.
Yeah, that's the crescent. It's probably, it could be Turkish, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to guess really. I don't know these, but
yeah, writing on the other side of the blade too. But whatever it is, this is a period item here.
which period is that?
Wow, it's very well made. I mean, it's a real quality item here.
That's just stuff we don't really know about.
Yeah, we don't know anything about this stuff, but
Somebody will tell us.
so there you go, guys. That's a whole box of kind of strange strange things you don't see every day. But we'll look into it, and boy, that officer's belt is something, huh? Wow. When do you ever see that? Never.
I can't remember last time we even had a officer's buckle.
And this is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Big.
Some
And these
neat stuff in that
little
box.
knives here and stuff, and
That's nice stuff.
well, we'll look into it all. And
I gotta remember the name of that stick. I can't remember the name of that stick.
what do you do? Just flip it? And
Yeah, just send it out there. Just flip it. Yeah.
I wouldn't make much of a cop, I don't think. I would have got hit by the other guy before I got that out. All right, guys, there you go. I still got one more box yet. We're hanging in there. I didn't think I had this much stuff. Mess. I don't know. What are you going to do? You ready for one more box, guys? I'm sorry. This video is going on way too long. Although I am enjoying it, though. I hope you guys are too, because we're seeing some stuff that is kind of neat. Let's see, I guess this, I don't know which end this opens from here. I guess this end. Oh, here we go. What do you think of this stuff so far, Rob?
I think it's great. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And even Middle East stuff, and well, we'll have to do some studying to see if we can find out what some of that stuff is. And I know you viewers, you'll write us and let us know too if you know something about it. This is beautiful too.
Yeah, I like
Very
that cup.
beautiful. Those shooting awards that they had over the years are really nice.
Yeah, they take it very serious. Long tradition.
Well, I don't know whether I did this right or not here, but the old ball burns is going to have to go in a little deeper. Not into my finger, I hope. Now, this is a complicated one here. Here we go. We succeeded. It looks like some popcorn, and oh, here we go. This video is going to run long, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to be a while with this, it looks like. That battery holding out,
I
Bob?
don't know. Well, they get to pause it. We don't.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we got here. I'll try to open it as fast as I can, guys. Get you rolling here. I know you all have to go off the bed or something. Maybe you got a date. Hot chick down the street or something, you know.
Hot chick down the street.
I'm not talking about you married guys. But I find that with collectors, the collection comes before the hot chick. You ever notice that? You go into a show and a beautiful girl will walk in and nobody notices. They're all looking at a chained SS or some rifle with a little sign out the barrel for sale, and the girl just keeps right on walking. We're kind of a strange group with that, but that's the way we are. I don't know how to explain it. It goes against nature, but well, here we go, an RLB in the scabbard backwards. A really small button on it. I'm not so sure about that button.
It's kind of weird looking in that.
It's got all nickel fittings. It's really a heavy piece. Oh, beautiful blade. Wow. Paul Wyersberg. Yeah, that's a beautiful dagger. That button may be right though. It looks right on there, and it's small, but nice blade, huh, Bob?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I've never seen a button like that though. Not that small.
No,
And it's first model too.
it's first model, yeah. Which is what the fittings are too. They're so early and all.
Yeah, it's just a. Can't say it doesn't look right. It's just never seen.
Just
it
know the
before.
area around it is
Yeah.
all the, it just looks like it's been there for years. So, I mean, there are exceptions all the time. There are exceptions that are real.
Perhaps somebody out there has one comparable.
Yeah, I'd like to hear if they do, because that's something we don't see normally anyhow. Okay, that's one. We're moving right along here as quick as we can. I know you guys are probably saying, oh man, when's this going to end? But we're trying. Well, the sender didn't make it easy here for me. A lot of overwrap all taped.
I'll have a drink.
You need a drink, Ob?
No, I just need a sip.
Oh,
I'm waiting
okay.
on you.
All right. Well, there's a difference between needing a drink and needing a sip. Well, let's see what we got here.
I don't even think Oppenheimer was this long.
Well, guys. Now, I'm sorry, this one's no good.
Oof.
That's a reproduction.
It's supposed to be a gold Geo.
Yeah. But look how, the grip is not right and it's way too fat. And
Crossguard's terrible.
crossguard's terrible. Everything's terrible on it.
What's the blade look like?
Let's take a look. No maker on it, and the blade looks kind of shitty too.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey
Sullivan.
Mouse, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse all the way.
Yeah, that's just a dead
Yeah,
bait.
so that's not something we want to buy, guys. Stay away from that baby.
It's really, it's not even.
Well, if you don't know anything,
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to insult anybody. But man,
No, that's no good. That's a. Let's look at the. Look at the spanner on it.
oh nice. I can't get it in there, but
I don't think I have to put a real one next to that, guys. I think you should know by just looking at that. that
way
it's,
too heavy. So.
Way too heavy. Yeah, the whole thing's made out of brass, and they're just not. That's not the way they are. But that's what happens. People buy these things and they have them for years and think it's their treasured artifact, and it must be a real balloon burster when you find out otherwise. All right, well here's a bayonet that looks all right. I got the rivets, but let's see here. Yeah, this is okay. Oh, this is nice, yeah. In memory of my service time with Panzer Regiment 1 from Erfurt. That's a nice, by Robert Klass. That's a rare bayonet. He did good on that one. Yeah, he did good on that one. You like that one, Ob?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's plain on the other side, but nice blade, nice hilt, nice scabbard. Nothing wrong with that. Hate to put it next to that that fake government official there, but what are you going to do? All right, we still got a couple more. You still with us, guys? I'm sorry it's going on so long. I didn't know. I thought I only had 4 or 5 boxes, and I guess I did, but they're all taking more time than I thought they would, because there was some interesting things that that we wanted to talk about. I mean, just like that beautiful imperial sword from the Prussian Prince Oscar. I mean, that's worth 10 minutes talking about, isn't it? I would think so. Let's see what we got here. This is shaping up to look like a political dagger here. And it looks like a very, very nice example. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. This is a nice SA with the hanger rigging with a loop and all. Aluminum eagle. Nice scabbard paint. Beautiful plating. The cross guards are beautifully plated with no lifting. Now both sides, very, very nice. Let's see who made this baby. Oops. Oh, we got trouble here, guys. Somebody put an early blade into a late fittings. That Wilhelm Kober would never be in these mounts.
They put it in backwards.
And they put it in backwards along with it. I guess that shows you what they knew about the whole thing. Well, good parts. The blade is absolutely original and in mint condition.
A dark motto on there too.
Yeah, nice motto. Dark. Well, with Kober, you know, it's a Sewell. Sure. It's a Sewell blade.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing wrong with all the parts, but it's just not right.
I'm amazed that they were able to even get that into these fittings, because the Sewell blades, because of the curved cross guards they have, would be hard to fit into a RZM dagger. So I hope they didn't grind down the corners of the blade. Well, I don't know, but whoop, the tang's loose. Let's take a look, huh?
Sure.
Just for the hell of it, let's see what they did here. Whoops. Hardly any. Oh, look where see, the tang is too
stubby
low
over here.
Yeah. And
Plus they shaved down
They
the
shaved
grip.
it down, to be able to get it on.
Why would you do all that time to put that
I don't know.
early blade in a late fittings? It's just,
Well, they didn't screw up the bottom of the grip, so that's good. No, they bent this into. That's how they made the shoulders fit. They bent the cross guard in. That was it. See how they bent the bottom of the cross guard in? That way the shoulders would fit.
It's just.
So the good part is they didn't grind down the Kober shoulders, but still they didn't do us any favors. And they didn't ruin the grip either, and that's good.
Yeah, they did. They shaved the top
they
off.
shaved. Oh, what am I saying? Yeah, they shaved about an eighth of an inch off the top of it.
Sticks out like a sore thumb.
Oh boy. I don't know, guys.
Look how long that tang nut is, and what do you turn it once?
Well, look how long. Look, you know, the tang is buried down there.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I guess it's good that we see stuff like that. Not so good for the guy that sent it in, but
so you got a late RZM dagger, and you're like, yeah, but I found this Kober. Let's put it in there, and
well, the late
what,
RZM had a treble blade.
$300 maybe when you're stiffing somebody. I mean, it's just whatever. I never know the mentality.
Well,
of these
there it
people.
is. So we got
nice two-piece hanger.
One no good. 2 no good. This is good.
Well, this isn't no good. It's just...
Well, it's good parts.
Yeah.
Good parts.
That's no good.
Wonderful parts if you need them. And now I'm beginning to wonder about that.
Yeah,
button,
yeah, when you see one.
When you see all this stuff. And all right, one more, guys, and then we can let you go to bed.
I'm starting to think that Bob Burns cutter's not even real.
No, this is real.
Yeah.
It was made in 2023.
You sure it's not a Dave Burns cutter?
After looking at some of this stuff, I don't know. I'm just going to have one more sip, just a little bit, before I open this last box up.
But if you look at it and you see it on the table, it sure looks good when you first look at them, you know?
Well, that's why you have to, I don't know,
Except for
that's
that.
why you have to watch these videos,
Yeah.
guys. You might, I don't know whether I'm helping you or probably scaring the hell out of you. Everybody's running in the other direction, and which I don't mean to do, but I just want to show you what's out there, and you gotta have to believe that these guys probably think this stuff is real, because they know it's coming to me. They know I'm going to do it on an unboxing, and you know.
Or they're just praying.
So yeah, maybe they're praying, but you know, when you see this kind of stuff, and you just wonder how many guys really do have good collections. I always say in any collection there's going to be a fake or two if it's a fairly large collection, but you know, when every other one is
Not yours.
not mine, but it makes me sad because I know that person paid good money for that stuff. And all right, our last piece here is what looks to be a pretty nice HJ. Very nice scabbard, nice leather. Let's see what the plating looks like. Yeah, oh, this is a killer if the blade's any good. We shall see. It looks like it has earlier grip plates on it, and the blade is all full of oil or something.
It's greased up.
That's not early either. No, I missed on that one. It's a 742, I think it's WKC, 1939. But the blade, I think, is all right. I think this is crap that'll just come off with a little bit of WD-40. I think this is probably a very, very nice piece.
Just old grease, that's all.
Just old grease that settled on there. So that's really not a bad piece at all.
Can you put it down like see the RZM code?
Yeah. And the scabbard is nice and the leather's good. So there you go. I think that's everything, Ob. It only took 2 hours. I'm sorry, guys, it took so long, but I hope you enjoyed it. We saw a lot of different things, some cool things, some not so cool things, but still, it's all things that you can learn from and maybe help you when you're looking to buy something. So I would think of, I mean, I've been on this so long that these things are obvious to me, but maybe they're not to other collectors, but that's why I want to point them out. So anyhow, thanks a lot, and I appreciate the listening, and if I can do anything for you, send me an email, and I'll see you next time.